I'm Henry,
I'm Evan.
and this is Krugman's Kitchen. In this installment, I'll be whipping up some of my grandma's world-famous efficient donuts.
And later, we're gonna head over to the coffee station and make some coffee and make some blenders.
Mmm.
Yummy.
Stick around on this installment of Krugman's Kitchen. Guys, now that we're at our cook station, the first thing to do is assemble your key essentials. The first thing we'll need is a cutting board. The next thing we'll need is one donut. I like the plain glazed kind, but you can use whatever kind you like. And now, about 99% of the work is already done. The only thing left to finish our essential efficient donuts recipe is we need to add one law of demand. My cookbook calls for one law of demand. You can add two if you want. So as the law of demand shows, as price increases, your quantity demanded will decrease. So the increase in price here and the quantity demanded decrease here. That looks about right. So go ahead and get your knife ready. We'll make that first cut. Oh yeah, that is money. Great. My recipe also calls for, hold on, let me flip. One law of supply. Again, you can add two if you want, just season to taste. But the law of supply, as you should know, calls for an increase in price will lead to an increase in quantity supplied. So if you look at our supply line here, as our price goes up, so does the quantity supplied. So let's go ahead and make that cut. Oh yeah, so tender. All right, great. And our efficient donuts are just about done. And another neat thing is, if you take a look where the donut hole was, that actually marks where equilibrium happens. And that's where the market is run most efficiently. All right, great. All right, guys, we just made our efficient donuts. But now we're going to take a look at a quick variation in case you want to prepare your donuts a little bit differently. So if you'll remember, with our last presentation, we prepared the donuts with a regular standard cutting knife. However, this time, we'll be using two different knives to prepare. We have our floor knife and our sealing knife. So let's start with the floor knife. So if we have a floor here, we're going to use the floor guidelines, which is right there, that line there. That's the line we're going to cut on. So let's go ahead and make that first cut. Easy does it. Yeah, there we go. And as you'll see, that revealed a surplus. That reveals a surplus there. So there's the amount demanded there, but the amount supplied over here, it leaves a big fat surplus right in the middle. So it's not recommended that you use this kind of knife. The other kind of knife that we're going to be using, like I said, is the sealing knife. So that'll be indicated by our sealing guideline right there. Let's go ahead and make that cut. Oh yeah. And as you can see, that revealed a shortage. That's incredibly difficult to read. Some of your donut glaze might get in the way there, but that created a shortage. And as you can see, the amount supplied is far below the amount demanded. So there's a big fat shortage there. So guys, I don't recommend using these kinds of knives when preparing your efficient donuts. If you want to prepare your donuts efficiently, use your standard knife cut at equilibrium. Anyway, that's just a couple other helpful hints to help you prepare your donuts.
Welcome back. Now that we're done with our efficient donuts, let's head over to the coffee station and see what's brewing. Oh, what's this? Looks to me like we have a production possibilities curve. As you can see on the curve, we can either produce coffee or we can produce blenders. So as you notice, the production possibilities curve is a curved line, not a straight line. That's due to increasing opportunity cost. This happens because resources are not shiftable, and the more blenders you produce, the more coffee you give up every time. Along the curve is efficient productions. Okay, so if you could either produce, let's say, 2 blenders and no coffee, or you could produce 6 coffee and no blenders. If you take a look down here, you have point X, which is it's just like a recession. It's a point that you're not producing to your full efficiency. That would be if you had 1 blender and 3 coffee cups. You could still produce 3 more coffee cups. Point Y is unobtainable with the current resources that we have. The only way we could obtain point Y is if we had something like an increase in technology, a Keurig for example. So that's all. Thank you.